Okay. Now that that's all done, Danny, hey, how you doing? Oh my God, Danny, you are huge here. What in the hell? Um, you should not be this big. Hold on, I have to readjust.
Surprise.
A little bit small. There we go. Okay, this will work. Danny, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty good.
Did you do anything special this week slash last week?
We basically finished the original game of right.
Nice.
Just in time for today.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Also, why do I feel like I've got the sepia filter on my camera? This is some bullshit. Um, I'm taking a look at my computer and I'm like, good God, like the lighting in my room is just mad orange. This is
Ooh.
gross. I wish you'll see this on the recording, Danny, but it's like mad orange. Like it looks like I went back 40 years.
Oh.
It's
Oh.
bad. Um, well, I'm sorry to all of you on in YouTube land that's gonna be watching this. You're gonna have to deal with me and my sepia filter ass over here. Um, but yeah. So that's good, Danny. God. Oh man. Let's see what has happened since the last episode. Oh, we did the charity stream. That's been nice. Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, we did, and we raised. And for those of you on YouTube, by the way, if you didn't get a chance to come over to the stream, you definitely should have. We raised $1,100 for Hero Dogs, so that was super dope. And because of it, now I have to grind a fucking British tank, and I'm sad about it. So yeah. Um, but we should probably get straight into the TWAB today because it's long. It's very long. It's very big. And that is definitely what she said.
It's pretty big.
It's a chonkster. Oh my God, I have to readjust this one too. What the hell? It,
Size like both of
much like your Twitter, Danny, I must resize you.
them.
Okay. Um, for those of you that are wondering, hey, by the way, oh, whoa, you guys can't see it right here. Let me just move this down a little bit. They even made a banner for you stupid ass Stadia players. Don't deactivate cross save, you dumb fucks. They made a big ass banner just for fucking you to click on. Stupid ass. Don't do it.
Like, hey, we've been saying this for like months now. Here's a big banner on top in case you didn't pay attention to those.
Clearly, yeah. So, oh god, this is gonna hurt my casual heart, Danny. So this, for those of you that don't understand, and the why the banner is the way that the banner is, this whole twab is about the Crucible, and
Which
Danny and I are about to cry.
I was until I read it, and I'm actually a little excited for some of the things they talked about.
Really? Okay, you've got my hopes up, Danny. You've got my hopes up. I may still cry, but that's fine.
They may actually have a reason to play specific Crucible modes soon,
Oh, other than doing the seasonal challenges for free Bright Dust?
other than doing the seasonal challenge, like actual legitimate rewards for playing Crucible. Not even like doing good, just playing Crucible.
Yeah, because PvP in Destiny 2 sucks. Especially for the casual player. It is so bad for the casual player right now. Um, just because everyone's running some stupid ass fucking meta build. I mean, last weekend people were bitching that Trials was ran by Telesto, and I'm like, bro,
That's
the
funny.
one weekend that you really gonna bitch about Telesto being in Trials? Shut the fuck up. You
Like the
motherfuckers
one
have been
time.
running Lorenz and Arbalist for the entirety of fucking Trials for the past, what, 2 months?
Yeah.
Shut up. You can let Telesto have its fun for one goddamn weekend.
Lesto is just silly.
It was so fucking memey. Alright, so this week at Bungie, we're talking the Crucible. It is still the season of the Redacted, but here's a couple of things to keep in mind. In the immediate time frame, it's Trans Awareness Week!
Yay!
Hey! Let's go! And then we've got next week, we're kicking off the Elixni Quarter Community Event. While Spider has a sweet space, we think it's time to make some improvements for our friends. We also have some news on narrative bug fixes and a few changes to Scallywag seal requirements. I love that. I like the fact that they're actually planning, because based on that statement, they're planning on keeping the Elixni Quarter.
Yep.
And I'm very, very, very happy about that, and I will 100% be trying to participate in the Elixni Quarter community event.
I will as well.
Yeah, because that seems super, super fun. Because I sure shit didn't play for the fucking Festival of the Lost. Because goddamn, it was boring as fuck this year. I just couldn't do it. I got like none of the rewards. We have a short and sweet update from our game security team. We've introduced a few new detection methods to help keep things cleaner. And next season, we're kicking off our Crucible updates. There's quite a bit to talk about, to talk a bit through. So we provided a TLDR at the start of that section if you're in a hurry. So, I'll be honest with you. We're trying to keep this TWAB under 6,000 words. Spoiler alert: we fucking didn't. It's always fun to have chonky blog articles, but they can be a bit rough to trim on our weekly communications timeline. Sometimes there's just a lot of news. If you want to carve out some time to deep dive, this might end up being a 30-plus minute read, which means for us, it means it's easily going to be a 1-hour video.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Keep in mind, we're taking off next week from our TWAB cycle for Thanksgiving here in the States, so we won't be seeing you in a TWAB until December 1st. Again, that's perfectly fine. I get it. It makes sense.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm okay, because it's the holidays. We deserve to have a week off from the TWAB.
Oh, yeah.
So, Trans Awareness Week! Danny, would you like to take over for this section?
Yeah. Like, this is something that I love that Bungie has. They have a full list at Trans at Bungie. Which, there is actually a decent amount of the dev team, which are trans. That's super cool.
And for those of you wondering, this is the emblem that I have been rocking for ages.
Yeah.
Since, I think last year, actually, now that I think about it, Danny. I have not taken this emblem off since last year.
Yeah, like, it's free.
It's
that
free.
That code doesn't expire. It's there. It's one of the multitude of emblems you can find the code for online. Just fucking.
Yeah, and because most of the codes that they normally give out like this there's like 5 million of them that you can just redeem for free when you log into your account. So,
Yep. Like,
so
it's one of many that are around.
yeah,
I'm super grateful for it.
yeah. Now I am not trans, but I still rock this to support my trans friends because I have a lot of them from high school. I have a lot of Actually, now that I think about it, my high school was filled with a lot of trans kids. Though to be fair, where I was in high school, they were really highly accepted. So like, I was happy about that. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
Bungie yet again is proving to just be just amazing Bungie when it comes to their how inclusive they are as a community.
Exactly. I think like the whole thing is summed up with we here Transit Bungie as a whole support our transgender and gender non-conforming community and hope that you will join us in celebrating those who have come before.
Yep.
Like, that basically sums up the entire section here. And also, like, all profits from the Bungie Pride pin will benefit the National Center for Transgender Equality.
Yeah.
It's also super dope.
And I mean, dude, and for those of you that may remember, when was it? It was roughly, I think it was about last year, right before this, when, or no, it was, I'm trying to think when it was, that, when was it when all the companies were picking a side, like politically or some dumb shit like that, or talking about, We can choose. What was it, Danny? That because Bungie was the first company to specifically put out a message saying that we will not tolerate homophobia and
Yeah,
and hate crime.
it was about last year.
Yeah, like they were because Bungie was one of the first companies to really do that. As a matter of fact, I think they were the first major company to actually state something about it, if I'm correct.
Bungie was one of the first ones to come out and just be very straightforward about their support.
Yeah. And they basically said, don't be a dickhead. That was the TLDR. Don't be a dick.
They
Which,
were not neutral.
oh no, Bungie was very much not neutral. They made it very clear which side they were on, and I'm here for it.
Bungie very much supports the people that work for them as well as their community.
Yeah. So we could shit on them as much as we want about, their balancing and updates like that. But you cannot shit on Bungie for their public political stances or what they do for their community as a whole. Like it's just they've always stood for the community, and I hope they continue to do it for many more years to come.
Yeah.
Moving on. There's the community event improving the Elixni Quarter. Since Season of the Splicer, we've been finding our new Elixni friends in some of the most unexpected places. Many corners of our tower have become safe havens for them, even if they're struggling with vending machines. A space in the last city was also carved out to serve as a home for them. And I think this is dope. This is a picture of who is this? Is this, I guess, the Guardian?
Yeah. I think it's the Guardian, Drifter, and Ido.
Yeah, drinking the drink at the beginning of the season. However, we've been noticing that the Elixni Quarter is a bit cold. Uh, okay, yeah. While Spider has set up
Yeah.
a cozy little shop to house his business dealings, many are still taking up residence in places without walls, shelter, or warmth. Mizrax is calling upon us to aid in improving their living environment. Starting next Tuesday, the Elixir Quarter community event is beginning. Here's how you can help. All Guardians will be asked to collect treasure in the form of Captain's Coins from around the system to donate towards the Elixir Quarter, helping Spider with improvements and upkeep, while Misrax and Ido devote their time to researching the relics of Nezarek. Captain's Coins can be found in destination chests, lost sectors, public events, and of course, Season of the Plunder, Catch Crash, and Expedition activities. You can also find Captain's Coins in the King's Fall Raid, Dares of Eternity, Strikes, Crucible, and Gambit. Each Guardian will have their own personal donations reward track with an emblem, upgrade materials, and a new swashbuckling ghost shell. The community as a whole will pull their treasure together to help Misrax and Spider improve the Elixni Quarter, receiving global community earned rewards and special Elixni thank you gifts along the way. Guardians may even find a deep sight weapon or two to help with completing their crafting collection. The community event only lasts for 2 weeks, so tell your friends, assemble a fire team, and track down that treasure. As the event progresses, we're excited to see things shape up for our fallen friends, and stay tuned for updates on our progress. This is so cool because we haven't really had a community event like this in a while, if I'm being honest.
The last community event like this was the season that we saved Saint 14.
Oh my god, that was what, Season of the Worthy?
I forget what it was, but it's been a long time.
And I really love it. I really hope that one of the rewards is the emblem, and it's got a baby Smallin on it. Because I think that may be the only emblem that I may replace the trans emblem for on.
That would be pretty good.
It's just
So
a
I'm
row
not
of
gonna
baby
lie.
Smallin.
I'm not gonna lie, the Telesto one.
And the fact that it changed all your shit to Telesto.
Well,
Well, it doesn't do that anymore,
It
right?
doesn't do that. It doesn't do that. But it is called Schrodinger's gun, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. Because it doesn't break and will break everything at the same time.
Yes.
But I think this is super cool. So because I think Danny that next week, because I still have a bunch of the upgrades, to unlock, and I still need to get this the Scallywag, guild, and I've got what, a month left, I think, to get everything
Uh,
done.
you're gonna like the when they talk about that.
Ooh, so we're actually okay. So this is good because it's gonna help me fast track. I'm gonna take it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. Because I am very behind because uh yeah, I've been having to play a lot of tanks and I've been low key losing my mind. I need a
I
break.
feel that.
I need a break. So I'm hoping to get there. All right, comms are clear. Just in time for this little event, we also have a quick message from our development team dealing with narrative voiceovers. So, the dev team, due to some pirate meddling, the voiceover dialogue in Catch, Crash, and Expedition may not have accurately reflected a character's progress through the seasonal story. We made those bugs walk the plank, and now the correct lines will play for anyone who wants to jump back in for the community event or do some last minute campaign completion before Season 19 drops. That's really nice. I like that.
Good change.
Scallywag title requirements update. Next Tuesday, we'll have some changes coming to the Season of Plunder title. Specifically, we'll be reducing some requirements to unlock Scallywag. We have some words from the development team to explain the changes. Dev team, we've looked at the data, and the Season of Plunder seal and title is harder to acquire than originally intended. To earn the seal, you will still need to complete the vast majority of Plunder content and show mastery over the seasonal activities. Seals are meant to be an aspirational goal, but our data shows that certain triumphs were a bit overtuned. We're taking the feedback around Destiny's Grind to heart, which is why we made the decision to deploy the following changes from the season concludes. Drop Ruffian completion value to 10, down from 50. Thank you, God. That was too goddamn much.
Yep.
Um, the drop vendor upgrades is down from 14 or down to 14 from 23, which is great. I'm very happy about that. Change, promote, and summon first mates to doing it one time each. We realized that this step didn't have a deep enough tutorial for some players to fully grasp, and requires a lengthy grind to unlock all three first mates. So that means that we only have to summon each first mate once. I'm really happy about that, because it means that you can just quickly do all of them, and then that way you can swap to the first mate that you actually want to have for that run, which is good, because the first mates actually do make a huge difference because they each make individual buffs. Also, I am 100% Team Scurvy. Give me that faster reload, baby. And they changed the seal requirement to complete 8 out of the 9 triumphs. This should allow some flexibility for players as they progress through triumphs and seasonal challenges to unlock the seasonal title. I'm really happy about that because some of those triumphs are very, very long.
Oh god.
Have you gotten your seal yet, Danny?
I have not, mainly because of the ruffians. Because when you try doing it with randoms, you're not going to have time for those to spawn.
Yeah, thankfully, I think I've the last couple times I've ran, um, the majority of the players that I played with, we literally just sat there just killing shit, not depositing, because there's no time limit on it. So
Oh,
all we did was just murder shit. I wasn't even, because I already picked up all of the, because I only pick up enough of the gold motes to get the weekly mission done.
yeah.
Right, the one where it's like deposit 150, and then I let other people do it. So, and I think the majority of people have just kind of done that. So we do enough to get one ruffian to spawn, or we stay long enough to get one ruffian to spawn, because it's you have the chance to get what, two ruffians? I think it's one for the first two, or it's one for the first encounter. I think it's one for the second encounter, right?
I can't remember if it's like that or they just spawn at random intervals of. Because like I think there's a certain amount of time it has to pass before it can spawn.
Yeah, I believe it's. I remember. I think it was Fallout Plays went over it. But it's like 4.5 minutes. I think is when the first ruffian spawns. But most people were completing the first encounter by roughly about 3 minutes. So you wouldn't get to that time of when the ruffian spawned. Um, in my opinion, I think the ruffian should have been, instead of a random spawn, it should have been the final boss spawn of the very beginning section. Because that would have made it. Because then they wouldn't have had to reduce the number from 50 to 10, because it meant, okay, well, if that's the case, then what you could have done is you could have put a ruffian as the main boss for the first and second sections, and then had the main boss for the third section. To me, that would have made the most sense. So at bare minimum, you would have only had to do 25 runs, because you would have gotten at least 2 ruffians guaranteed. And you don't need to be the one that actually kills it. Very important to note. You just have to do damage to it. At least I think.
Yep.
So if you chuck a grenade or get like half a clip into a ruffian, that's good enough. So this is really good. I'm very happy. Casual players rejoice. Because I really do want this guild title. And Danny, I'm not gonna lie. I think you and I are gonna grind this on. How do you feel about grinding this on Monday next week?
You can probably do that.
I'd be down. I'd be down. Well, and also, so based on whether or not I can go to my father's for Thanksgiving, because I don't know what you're doing for Thanksgiving, but I may do a Thanksgiving stream for those of you that do not want to be with your families on Thanksgiving. Because we all know what happens at the Thanksgiving table when everybody gets together.
Yep.
So, I've been thinking about it. Game security. Basically, they're just making sure that nobody cheats in Crucible. Which,
yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm happy about it. Lord knows that. Well, and this is less of a console issue than it is a PC issue.
Yeah. It was mitigated a lot when they switched to the method of, in order to play Trials, you have the expansion and the current season, basically. That cut down a lot of cheaters.
Yeah, because it made it require them to actually purchase everything.
Yep. So if their account got banned, they're out of that money. And that was on them.
Yeah, which, again, I'm fine with because, now, again, as Danny and I are both console players, so this was not nearly as big of an issue for us, but I know for a lot of the people on PvP, a lot of people on PC for PvP, were having a huge, huge problem. And I remember a video, I don't know if you remember this, Danny, from MP Edits. I think it was his... I'm trying to remember what video it was, where he was getting ready to go into Trials, and then it just shows the clip of all of the hackers in Trials.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the quote was, "There's no amount of suffering that will allow me to get content while playing that game mode." And it was just 5 million just things of just everything going wrong.
That was when they initially brought Trials back.
Yep. It was
a shit show.
Oh yeah, no, it was... Trials was bad. It was bad.
Really bad.
Really bad. So I'm glad to see them trying to work on this. Again, it wasn't that big of a deal for console, because for console you have to hack the hardware for the actual system in order to do it, which was a lot more difficult than just breaking shit on PC. Because on PC there's 5 million mods to get away with it.
You just download an engine and do it basically.
Yeah, pretty much. So good to see that. All right, Danny, here we go. This is where the majority of this video is going to be taking place. The Crucible in the future. Now, we are going to go over the TLDR because there's a really big part of the TLDR. And I'll let you, Danny, since you've gotten a good read on this already, to kind of go over everything. I'm going to do the TLDR, and then you can go a little bit in depth in the parts that really make this very, very good. So, TLDR, they plan to define our goals for the Crucible ecosystem. We're updating our Crucible playlist structure to streamline our Crucible offerings and help focus our Crucible population. Collapsing Control and Clash into a single quick play playlist and bringing some of our lesser played game modes into weekly rotators, which is nice. We're introducing a new Crucible seal and bringing engram focusing to Lord Shaxx to give players more ways to engage with Crucible rewards. In Lightfall, Season 19, we'll be expanding engram focusing to include older weapons and armor sets across Crucible, Iron Banner, Trials, and more. In Season 19, Iron Banner gets a new mode and a legacy armor set that veteran Guardians should recognize. And for those of you that are wondering, yes, it is what you saw on probably Twitter. They are bringing back the Taken King armor, I believe, correct?
Yep.
The Taken
And
King armor to Iron Banner. So
I really hope that also means that they're thinking about bringing the Rise of Iron set back, because oh my god, is that the best Iron Banner set they've ever made?
Oh, agreed. It looks so fucking good. Along with that, we're updating our matchmaking techniques between skill, connection, and team sizes to provide better experiences in the Crucible. This starts with quick play, and will roll out to more playlists over time. We're also tuning quitter suspension parameters for quick play. The reason why they're doing this is because a lot of people were literally just leaving once,
Hmm.
and getting suspended. Which, if I'm gonna be honest, I really didn't care,
Yeah. I
cause
mean,
because Danny and I will play through a match fully because I want the rewards at the end. I don't care about finishing the bounties. I want the rewards at the end.
yeah.
Stop
Hey,
leaving Crucible matches. I don't know how many times I have to tell you this.
it's not hard.
Yeah. We're also testing out new matchmaking techniques and trials to hopefully provide better experience to solo and duo fire teams without the need for freelance. This will also help us in reassessing the flawless pool for season 20 and beyond. Do note they specifically say season 20. That is the season after the season where Lightfall drops. Very important to note. And that's also really nice because I really honestly wish that they would come out with duo trials instead of three mans,
Yeah.
and then literally just have the same map. Or honestly, take one of the maps currently and customize it to fit a two man. I think that would be pretty dope.
They need to spice it up just a little bit.
Yeah. And then they said, we're bringing more maps to the Crucible over the next year. Two maps are returning from the earlier years of D2, and a brand new map is being added during the year of Lightfall. So, chat, and everyone in YouTube land, you're getting three maps
Yep.
coming during Lightfall. That's pretty dope. For those of you that have been bitching about not getting anything new for Crucible, here you
There you
go.
go.
Along with that, we're introducing competitive division to act as our rank Crucible space for players seeking to test their skill. So that's pretty dope.
Also, good change.
Yeah, so they're adding an actual ranked system, which I think a lot of players have been really wanting. Because the closest thing to rank that they have is the,
Glory playlist.
yeah, and it's not really ranked. It's just how much time do you put in to actually hit the max cap to reset.
Yep.
It's pretty much all it is. Um, so and then it goes into a bunch of other stuff here. And Danny, if you want to go ahead, and kind of go over this small section here and kind of go over exactly what they're talking about here.
All the experience goals that they've changed. Like, I like the ideology that they have for what they want Crucible to be like. Like, quick play rotators and labs being like, pick up games at the gym. Yeah, that seems about right. Iron Banner being like an exhibition play at a block party also kind of makes sense, where it's a little sweatier but not
It's
not
like the
like
old
super
school
sweaty.
Halo LAN events.
Yeah, basically like that. Trials, high stakes pro-am. Yeah, makes sense. Ranked play, local rec leagues. So it's like almost, but not quite as sweaty as trials. And then private matches are game nights with friends. Yeah, that's what it should be. That's what it is. That's what it should be.
And I'm really, really excited about that because they make it very clear what they are looking for in their in the game modes, which and they're
Oh yeah.
specifically very clearly stating it.
Yep. Which I agree. Like quick play should be your random pickup games where you can just You're just playing, just having a time.
Having a good time, having a good time. And then the season 19 playlist updates. If Danny, you wouldn't mind going over this while I am cleaning my jewel.
This is a fun one.
Okay, hit me with it.
So, like, in season 19, they're changing quick play to where it'll both be clash and control, basically like rotate between the two, alternate, so on and so forth, using loose skill-based matchmaking, which is good. Faster matches, that's fine. It's quick play. The rotator will have connection-based match, also fine. Probably improve the match qualities. That'll be your more fun game modes, like Momentum Control, Mayhem, Team Scorched, and so on. The competitive division will be all of the 3v3 modes. So you got Survival, Rift, and Showdown. It'll be one of those, randomly. Also be using their new tuned skill-based matchmaking for that, which will be interesting to see. Hopefully it works well. Crucible Labs is the big change. They're going to be showcasing the 3v3 modes with asymmetric maps. They wanted to be clear about that. But also, Labs will have a stacking plus 25% reputation booster. So you want to rank up real fast with Crucible? Play Labs. They're going to be using connection-based matchmaking for that. It's fine. They're testing stuff. They just want to see if it works. And then private match, nothing really changed there. Still a private match. You can make silly game modes with it. Have fun. That's the fun.
Yeah.
And Trials is going to replace Crucible Labs when it's active. They're changing Trials to go off a ticket-based matchmaking system. So they're going to be reworking how the flawless pool works and trying to match teams based on their ticket progress as well as skill.
And there's more information on that below, and we will be going over that because this is something that both Danny and I have been complaining about for a while about how the system is set up for trials.
Yep. Which I am very happy they're finally doing something about it.
Yeah, and
like the only other change is Iron Banner, which it's just going to replace quick play when it's active, which is fine.
Because yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Like, yeah, it's going to be a little bit sweatier, but at least you're also going to get Iron Banner reputation, which to me I'm fine with because most people when Iron Banner was up, you normally played it over quick play anyways. Just you had the chance to get the other weapons and armor. So it's just like I'm not really too pressed about it. And now that they're no longer sunsetting armor, all of that previous Iron Banner armor, I believe it's the Warlord's Pride set, will still be active. So all of the Iron Banner that you've had this year, that you've ran through this year, will still be available to use next year because the Warlord's Pride armor specifically gives you bonus reputation for Iron Banner, which is fine, right? I still have, I believe, I think I have a set of boots and chest armor specifically for Iron Banner when I play it. That's specifically custom tailored for me to play PvP. And you know damn well it's about to be Void Warlock because, god damn, Arc and Solar Warlock suck in PvP. Fuck, it is so bad. So, and then this is an example of what it will look like. The competitive rank system, Crucible Labs, Iron Banner with its freelance, Rumble here in the bottom left corner, and then the private match, which, again, I'm fine with. I think that this looks fine, and do note it also specifically shows a competitive division untested and the standard Crucible rank. And I believe while you go up in competitive, it will also boost you in standard Crucible rank, if I'm correct, right?
I believe so.
Yes, because Glory does the exact same thing. It doubles your progress. theoretically it doubles your progress because it gives you bonus ranks because it gives you rank in Glory, but it also gives you rank in Crucible.
which is nice. I like when they do that.
Yes, because it actually gives you incentive to fucking play Glory.
Yep, just like how Trials gives you both Trials vendor rep as well as Crucible vendor rep. Good thing.
Yes,
Double up on the rep.
very, very good thing. Let's talk strategy in a bit about player populations. We'll have a few analytics we like to look at to determine playlist health, average daily and weekly concurrent players, as well as weekly playtime per player in the playlists. So, the mode Iron Banner has a high average population and a high playtime per player. Control has a high population with a medium playtime per player. Trials of Osiris has a medium population but a high playtime per player. Survival has a medium population with medium playtime. Mayhem has high population, low playtime. Momentum is high population, low playtime. Private Match has medium to low population with medium playtime. Elimination has medium to low average population to low playtime. Scorched and Clash both vary with low playtime, and Rumble and Showdown both have low pop with low playtime. Which, honestly, I'm not surprised. I'm pretty sure I could have guessed this. The ones that have the highest pop are going to be the game modes that are often sought after for their rewards or just for their general enjoyment, right? Like Iron Banner Control obviously will always have very high populations, and Mayhem and Momentum will always have high populations because they're fun game modes.
Exactly.
And it's one of the few Crucible modes that people don't want to hate themselves in.
Yep.
And I'm not surprised. It makes overall sense.
It really does.
The key takeaways. To no surprise, the champions of both number of daily/weekly players and or playtime play per player are Iron Banner, Control, and Trials of Osiris. Glory Survival gets a decent population and strong time per player. Rotators are a mixed bag. Momentum Control and Mayhem gets lots of players the weeks they are active, but don't come close to getting as much playtime as other offerings. Clash and Scorched do better or worse depending on the season and weekly offerings. Finally, we get to the always-on options: Elimination, Rumble, and Private Match. You would think since Private Match offers no intrinsic rewards, drops, bounties, etc., it would have the fewest players and the least playtime. But you would be wrong. Very wrong. That's also because Clash, Rumble, and Showdown are fucking garbage.
Yep.
Trash. With the findings above, we decided to move some modes around. We've heard from players that they generally enjoy Clash and would love to see it more often, so we created a quick play playlist to feature both Control and Clash. To help focus players' population and invite more players to engage in the solo Crucible combat of Rumble, we'll be moving this mode to our weekly Rotator playlist a few times a season. That's really nice. Rumble, for those of you that don't know, is the free for all.
Yep.
Is the free for all playlist. Elimination will be unique to Trials of Osiris or private matches if players would like to practice, and Showdown has been moved to the competitive division playlist to give some variety as players climb the new divisions. This is all phenomenal information because, in my opinion, this all makes sense.
Yeah. Like these are genuinely like good changes, and yeah, Crucible needed something like this long.
A very, very long time, yes. Crucible rewards. This is where things are going to get a little spicy. Starting in Season 19, players will have new triumphs and a new title to chase. When creating this new title, we had many goals centered around players to express their Crucible prowess, slaying enemies, capture objectives, and even climbing through some of the divisions of our new competitive division, which we speak in depth towards the end of our Crucible write-up. Say hello to Glorious.
Also, just the things they talk about with this title make me very happy because they themselves said, yeah, you don't have to do things over multiple seasons. It's just the current season. So no having to go like get to the max rank in the glory playlist over like 5 different seasons.
Yeah. So some of the ones that are here right now, and I'll go ahead and read them off because it's a little bit hard to see from your guys' perspective. The different names and what they require. Forever Valorous. Earn Crucible ranks across all seasons. Yeah, makes sense. Prestigious. Reset your Crucible rank across all seasons. As far as I know of, you only have to do it once.
Yep.
Decathlete. Complete matches of different game types. And it says each, so I'm gonna assume that you probably have to do one like a couple matches of each type, which is fine because that means that you only really need to do it over the course. You can either bang it out in one season, or you could bang it out over several seasons, which is fine by me.
Yeah.
Gold medalists acquire medals in the Crucible Gold tier category. For those of you wondering, some of those Gold tier category ones are the weapon specific medals. For example, I believe it is the bow, hand cannon, and SMG ones. The ones that require like several different kills with, I think the bow is 2 kills in a row at a specific range, like back to back. Those I think are gold tier categories.
Yeah. It's like, they take a little bit to get, but they're not terrible.
Yeah.
I'll take those like over super grindy ones over multiple seasons.
Yeah, I'll take that any day of the week. It also gives you a reason to actually want to play with other weapons. Because my scrub ass is always going to enter Crucible with Annoying Hunger. Like, I have no reason not to. It's just too fucking good. Please tell me the Gnawing Hunger is not too fucking good at what it does. Prove me wrong. The answer is you can't. But it'll give me a reason to actually rotate out my secondary weapon, which is nice. So placement series matches. Complete your placement series matches, and I'm going to assume this is probably in the ranked playlist, which is fine because the placement series will kind of determine exactly where your rank is at, just like any other ranked system. Specifically, if you play League of Legends, Overwatch, shit like that, you'll get your original rank and then go from there, which is fine. Division promotion. Successfully complete a promotion series and get promoted. Just means you'll have to play a series of matches and pray to God you win or you do well. Division debut. Complete matches in the competitive 3v3 playlist. Okay. Like, I'm not mad about it. Climbing the ladder. Achieve Platinum Division in any season. Gives you time to actually practice Crucible. You can do it whenever the hell you want. And then get those reps. Earn points by completing objectives, I'm going to assume, in the Quick Play or Iron Banner playlist.
Yep.
So overall, I think those are really solid. They're all relatively easy. With the exception, I think, of the Platinum Division and the Gold Tier categories. But the guild needs a little something to actually make you work for it.
Yep.
Which
will be different things each successive season after this is introduced.
Yeah, which again, I'm fine with. I like these changes. I think these are pretty solid. When it comes to guilding, we've taken a pass on the requirements for Unbroken to relieve stress. Win streaks and reaching specific glory thresholds over multiple seasons are no longer required. We will be challenging you to win a number of matches during a given season and reach the Adept Division, more on that below, for guilding, but all of this can be accomplished within a single season. If you see someone with a Gilded Glorious, you know they are the best of the best. Along with this, Lord Shax and Engram focusing. This is where Danny and I are very excited about.
I love this. They needed this.
Yes. Crucible Engrams will be a virtual currency in live exclusively on the rank progress bar on Lord Shax. Crucible Engrams may be opened individually by players directly on Shax. That's really nice. Crucible gear focusing. You could focus the Crucible Engram directly into either Crucible armor or weapons. Crucible gear focusing cost for Season 19 will be 1 Crucible Engram, 10,000 Glimmer, and 50 Legendary Shards. Crucible Engrams do not need to be claimed in order to be spent on focusing. That's really nice.
Yep.
Individual pieces of gear must have been acquired at least once prior to being available for focusing. Just like the rest of the seasons, and like the regular season engrams, it makes sense. Crucible armor available for focusing in Season 19, the Clutch Extol set. And here's the best part, Crucible weapons available for focusing in Season 19 include Stars and Shadow, The Keening, Frozen Orbit, Survivor's Epitaph, Sorrow's Verse, Crisis Inverted, Riptide, and Out of Bounds. There is some good fucking weapons in that focusing system.
Yep.
Like,
So
the two that I'm looking
happy.
at right now are Frozen Orbit and Survivor's Epitaph.
Yep.
Like, those are some phenomenal weapons. So,
I'm so. They
yeah.
needed focusing.
Yeah. Now, it'll make it even better is if you have, like, a thing with Shax to where if the first one that you do each week, for each DLC, you get a deep sight weapon.
It will be nice.
It'll be very nice if they include that because I think that'd be super dope.
I also like that they're making the brand new weapons for that season drops only. I like that they're doing that.
Yeah, which makes sense because it means that you can actually collect them all in the first season and then you can start focusing in season 20. I'm fine with
Yep.
that. Gives players a chance to actually, get the shit.
Yep. And also gives you another reason to play.
Yep. Other Shax changes. The Kill Tracker Ghost Shell will no longer appear at Lord Shax if it has already been acquired. It may be reacquired from collections. Again, I'm fine with that. Also, the new engrams. The new engrams look fire.
Like, that's a good way to differentiate.
Yeah, because we don't have red engrams.
Nope.
So it's nice and it makes sense. I think the new engrams look absolutely fire. Those look great.
I am excited to see more of their vendor UI changes that they are working on.
Yeah, and this is very important, and they note this here. Shax is using a new engram system that lets us use the engram stored directly from the vendor for focusing rather than needing to pull it into your engram inventory. Making this change is more convenient for you and lets us more easily shift the main cost burden from lots of legendary shards and glimmer to multiple engrams. While the current costs are similar to Gambit's, expect a larger focusing rebalancing pass, read lower glimmer and legendary shard costs, with Lightfall, as well as all of the ritual vendors converted over into this new system. A wallet item showing you all of the various engram counts will be available in Season 20. That's a really nice change. I'm a big fan of that.
Same.
Additionally, we'll be looking at ways for players to earn older Crucible armor sets through focusing in Season 20 when Lightfall releases. We've previously announced legacy focusing for Trials, Nightfall, and Iron Banner, and this applies to armor sets as well. If you've been asking for the return of the Exile armor set or eyeballing some older Iron Banner pieces, we're looking forward to having those available once more. That's really nice, because there's some really good looking fucking armor.
Oh, yeah.
There's some really good looking armor, i.e., Taken King and Rise of Banner, or Rise of Iron Banner armor. So,
Yep.
very excited for that. Along with that, introducing Iron Banner Fortress. Back in Season of the Haunted, Saladin reestablished the Iron Banner as the twice-a-season PvP celebration for everyone. Guardians from all around wear their flaming Iron Banner armor and compete for the love of competition. Since then, we have brought Rift into Destiny 2 and introduced our first new mode since Team Scorched, Iron Banner Eruption. We want to continue this tradition of introducing unique spins on existing modes. For Season 19, let us introduce you to Iron Banner Fortress. In Iron Banner Fortress, the core gameplay is capturing and holding zones. If that sounds like zone control to you, you'd be right. The real fun begins when Keitel gets involved, but we'll leave some of this for you to experience firsthand when Iron Banner Fortress launches on January 3rd, 2023. Let's just say a few of you may be dying to cap a hill.
I see 3 Cabal turrets, and I'm intrigued. I don't want to see this.
I'm very excited. That it's because here's the thing. I think they're going to set it up to be King of the Hill,
I think they are too.
which is great because King of the Hill, for those of you that don't know, was a game mode introduced by, I believe it was by Halo. Halo was the first game to do King of the Hill.
I
Um,
think so as well.
yeah, back in, actually, King of the Hill was available in Halo 1, if I'm correct.
Believe
Um,
so.
yeah. So the fact that Bungie is bringing back a version of King of the Hill to Destiny 2, number one, I think it's long overdue. I think King of the Hill is a great game mode, especially with how abilities are set up in D2 to kind of, for number one, now your abilities aren't just for damage. They're for zoning to you for you to actually cap said cap. Like you get to the cap and you throw down a Titan bubble. Congratulations, you've secured that cap, but now you no longer have bubble for the next cap.
Yep.
So now you'll have to really think about when you're going to use supers. And honestly, I think that is very, very good, and I'm very, very excited to see it. Also, the fact that Keitel is going to have some special voice lines for it.
I was wondering if they were gonna do something like that,
Oh yeah,
and I'm all for it.
oh yeah. Give me more Keitel Usi. I'm sorry, Danny. Iron Banner rewards. In Season 19, players can expect to earn a few returning Iron Banner weapons not seen since the earlier days of Destiny 2. If auto rifles or slug shotguns are your thing, Saladin has something special for you. Updated with random rolls, fresh perks from the last few seasons, and the Iron Banner origin trait, we're looking forward to seeing what rolls you chase. That's not all. It's been about a year since our last Iron Banner armor refresh. We've seen some wonderful themes throughout the years, inspirations drawn from ages past, focused on the looks of a true warrior. This year, we'll be returning to some fan favorite sets coming from an era of the Taken King. And this is what I think most players were excited for. Because
Look at it.
it's so good. It's
Such
so
a good
fucking
set.
good.
The D1 sets are so good.
And we've been asking for them. As a matter of fact, I think in a couple of the previous Trials of Casuals podcasts, we've stated that we wanted these armor sets back. And look, Danny, we finally got it. Therefore, Trials of Casual podcast is numero uno. So very, very excited for that. I'm super hyped because this armor is beautiful.
This set is probably the second best Iron Banner armor set that they've ever made.
Number one being Rise of Iron, right?
Yep. Because that chainmail just hits different. It's hard to beat that chainmail from Rise of Iron.
Yep. Along with that, they're creating a new matchmaking technique, fire team based matchmaking, which
Let's go.
thank
They did
you, Lord Jesus. I have been asking for this for a very long time. For those of you that don't know, whenever I have streamed Destiny 2 and I have played Crucible, I always end up getting against a group of 3, 4, or 5 players on the other team that are in the same fire team. As a solo player, this is fucking hell.
And certain game modes, for example, Trials, if you go in solo when freelance is not available, you're just basically asking to get mashed up with 3 stacks.
Yes. So I'm really happy about this, and they specifically state a couple things that are very interesting to note. At a high concept, fire team based matchmaking means that your fire team's makeup should match your opponent's. If you join a matchmaking queue as a full team of 6, you should genuinely match against another full team. Depending on how long you wait in matchmaking, it might start a match against a fire team of 5 plus a solo, which is relatively fair. If you wait longer, you might start against a fire team of 4 plus a duo or 2 solos. If you are a smaller fire team, you might match with a larger fire team against 2 fire teams of similar sizes or against all smaller fire teams. As with all of our matchmaking parameters, as explained in the Season 18 TWAB, Fireteam-based matchmaking can be as loose or strict as we want. For quick play, we will be fairly generous, allowing slightly mismatched fire teams if skill is similar and connections are fast, which again, I'm fine with. It's the biggest issue is when you're playing as a solo player and you're up against a 6 stack. Chances
Yeah.
are you're not going to have a fun time. So I'm glad that they specifically are doing this. Once we have ample time to test these matchmaking settings, we're planning to roll them out to more playlists: Iron Banner, Trials of Osiris, and more. As next season starts just before a holiday period, we'll be taking a bit of time to make sure things are solid. Expect more news and updates in January. Improving connections at the high ends. This one is relatively simple. They're just going to be trying to do their best to get better connections for players in PvP.
Yep.
Nothing crazy, but I'm happy about it. They are going to be taking dynamic skill ranges into a little bit of effect for this, but that's also fine because it'll be loose SBMM for the most part.
Yep.
Quitter suspensions. This is probably a thing that a lot of the pro PvP players are happy about. They lowered the amount of suspension time handed out for serial quitting in the quick play playlist. Here's a concept: don't be a serial quitter, stupid fuck. Don't
It's
be
like-
pissed.
Yeah. Like, let the game in. That's it. Just not that hard.
Yeah. Added the amount of time remaining to all suspension messages and made the messages trigger when clicking on the node. If you want to know how much time you have left before you can play again, the information is now available. As we continue to roll out both of the new matchmaking techniques, fire-based matchmaking and dynamic skill ranges, which address many of the player feedback surrounding SBMM and quick play, we will be reevaluating the need for a quitter penalty in quick play at all. Personally, I still think yes. Here's my thing. I still think that we still need quitter-based matchmaking. Not quitter-based matchmaking. We need a quitter penalty.
Yeah.
Because it is such a rampant problem in D2. That is my issue. And Danny and I can both attest that when, again, like I said, when we play Crucible, we're there to get our 3 games in, which we don't get the reward if we don't finish the game. So we're required to finish the game. If we want to grind through Crucible, we need to play and finish the full match. Like, people who are worried about your KDA,
You should not be in quick play.
yeah, get the fuck out of quick play. You don't want to get a quitter penalty? Good. Don't play. Stupid.
Like, go play the sweaty modes.
Go play Iron Banner and Trials of Osiris. And here, and I think this is the one, Danny, that this is probably I think the most biggest one for you and me for Trials of Osiris here.
Yep.
While Season 19 has much of its focus on general Crucible playlist matchmaking and the introduction of competitive division, we do have some upkeep planned for Trials of Osiris. For starters, we're following tradition with 2 new weapon rewards for players to hunt for. Whether you are hungry for a base model or the Fabled Adept variant, we have a new machine gun and a 140 hand cannon up for grabs. That's exciting.
Yes, please.
This is where I'd show you an example image of the Saint 14 vendor screen, but we don't want to spoil any gear icon watermarks for the new season just yet. That's fair.
I'm glad they're doing that.
Yeah. Additionally, we're looking to add fire team-based matchmaking into Trials of Osiris in the future. By introducing these matchmaking changes to the playlist, we're looking to provide a larger sense of fairness for smaller fire teams and eliminate the need for a freelance node. Solos can match solos or fill in for teams of duos. Fire teams of 3 will match fire teams of 3. And this is very important because fire teams of 3 should only match fire teams of 3.
Yep.
Like, if they allow anything else, Trials of Osiris is absolutely fucking useless to me. I still like the fact that I would still like them to keep a freelance mode because a lot of players enjoy the freelance mode. As you know, someone who doesn't have a schedule that works with a lot of my other content creators that I'm friends with, such as i.e. Danny, it's hard for us to play Trials of Osiris together. Along with that, a lot of my buddies don't like Trials because it's fucking garbage. So we would like to I would like to be able to have the freelance node available so that way I can continue to play freelance.
Yep.
Which is very, very, very important. And along with that, while we won't have changes to the flawless pool for season 19, we are working on a new paradigm that removes the flawless pool but still provides protection for players working on trials reputation rewards. Expect more information later in season 19, as our goal is to have a trials lab during season 20. And this is where we need to have a small discussion, because we have bitched and moaned at Danny for a long time that as two players who have never gone flawless,
Yep.
why are we matchmaking against people who have gone flawless? That makes absolutely
Yep.
zero sense. The thing is that I think the flawless pool is okay to have. The flawless pool is fine. I don't think the flawless pool is a bad thing. The issue is getting to the flawless pool. Because here's
Yep.
the issue, is that you can have two people who have not gone flawless and one person that has gone flawless. And the one person can carry the non-2 flawless all the way through, get them flawless, rinse and repeat. Now, I get it. There is a triumph as a person who has gone to the lighthouse to take people who have not gone to the lighthouse to the lighthouse.
Yep.
Do that at the beginning of the season when flawless pools reset. Do it at the first season.
Like, the thing that I am hoping that they do, if they are planning on removing the flawless pool entirely, is that they base it off the number of nodes on a ticket that someone has completed. So it solves the issue of ticket resetters. Because recently, what a lot of people have been doing is they get to the last win on the ticket, and instead of completing the ticket, they just reset it. So it matches them with people that haven't.
Yeah, and then it gets them, because specifically for certain tickets, it's very important, because I believe the base ticket, the standard one, gives you bonus engrams at 3 wins, 5 wins, and 7 wins. If I'm correct, right?
It's either that or bonus rep. One of the two.
Yeah. So, number one, I think you should not be able to get rid of a ticket unless Trials of Osiris is, for example, right? I think that you should not be able to abandon a ticket or buy a new ticket until a ticket is completed.
Like,
because this will help solve part of the problem for ticket resetters.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that they need to have 2 sets of matchmaking. Number one, they need to have, if you've already gone flawless, you should only be matched with people who have also gone flawless.
I agree.
That is a very big issue. Because Danny and I have been playing for multiple years. The fact that neither one of us has gone flawless is a major issue. Because we've attempted Trials of Osiris. As a matter of fact, Danny, how many times did we play Trials of Osiris during Beyond Light? Because you and I attempted it at least once a season. Since the entirety of the year of Beyond Light, we did it for 1 weekend of each season, attempting to try and go flawless for the first time ever.
We did do that.
And how many times did we get stopped in our tracks at the second to last or the last win?
It was several times, and a lot of times it was before that.
Yeah.
That's so matched up with. There were several where we got matched up with the team getting ready to go to the lighthouse or on that game.
Yeah. It's very, very obnoxious. And that's an issue that I really hope gets fixed soon, because I'm not a fan of, because it's devastating. It's devastating. Because Danny and I we'll get to 5 wins. We'll get 5 wins in a row. We're like, yes, we've got this. And then the next 10 games, we get our asses absolutely pummeled by everybody that manages to go to the lighthouse that game. I
Yep.
remember, Danny, on our sixth game, we went 7 matches. 7 matches in a row that we lost. And out of
Hmm.
those, what, 7 times 3, 21 people that we faced against, 17 to 18 of them went to the lighthouse.
Oh yeah, no, it was a very high number.
That's not okay. That's not okay.
Like
Like,
even better, like outside of that, when I was playing solo, I would matched up a lot of times on my very first game with a team going to the lighthouse. Like, like first time playing over the weekend, team going to the lighthouse immediately. Like, what the fuck?
yeah.
Why?
And that's an issue that the casual players have an argument about. Now, before you get up all in the comments saying, maybe just get better. Look, motherfucker, all right? Casual players should be able to reach the lighthouse. Because here's the thing, I only need to reach the lighthouse once.
Yep.
I just want to reach it once. I just want the fucking triumph. I don't even give a
Like, that's
shit about the
it.
adept weapons. Are they cool? Yeah. Do I give a fuck about them? No. I can go craft better fucking weapons. Weapon crafting has made Trials of Osiris weapons and adept weapons practically useless at this point.
Yep.
I don't need the weapons. I just want the fucking triumph, man.
And like, as far as like PVE goes, the only weapon from Trials that even really matters was Reeds.
Which aren't they getting rid of this year?
Yeah, and it got replaced by a crafted weapon.
Yeah. So I think that a lot of players that are talking, a lot of players bitch and moan about how casual players shouldn't be playing Trials of Osiris. I don't think that's a fair statement.
No.
A casual player should be able to play whatever game mode they want. However,
Like,
it should not be so heavily skewed into the players that either cheat or the players that especially have already gone flawless.
like,
Because you should have the ability, every single player should have the ability to go flawless. Currently, under the current system, that is not a true statement.
yeah. It's
Because
just
of
it's
because of several teams going flawless over and over and over and over again.
yep.
And that is an issue that needs to be fixed. That is a reason why Trials of Osiris is not played as heavily as Quick Play or Iron Banner. Like, and that's the reason why Danny and I, for the most part, have pretty much given up on Trials of Osiris. Because over the course of several years, we still haven't been able to reach flawless because the system's not set up for us to actually be able to succeed.
It's like I play to get the vendor rewards. That's about all I do because like I don't expect to get past like maybe 2 initial wins.
Yeah. I mean, there was the one weekend that you and I did get to 5 wins. And before all of you say that I'm a PvP shitter, Danny can attest. I had several team wipes.
Yeah.
I am not a shit PvP player, but fuck, man, it's like a gold player going against fucking challengers, bro. This shit is ass.
You get up to a certain number of wins, and then all you see are like Titans running like arc, one-eyed mac, fucking shotguns, linear fusions, everything that's basically hardcore into the meta. You can tell they're trying way too hard to get wins, and you can't do anything about them. Like Arc Titan is literally just
Unkillable.
yeah.
Along with Solar Titan. Solar Titan is also unkillable. Actually, now that I think about
Probably
it, every
they
single
got
Titan is just unkillable.
yeah.
Um,
Solar actually did get nerfed because of Lorelai's, which good because
yeah,
that was
because
a problem.
Lorelai's was fucking busted, bro.
But now Art does everything that Solar did, but better.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing, is that I think Trials needs apologize. I think Trials needs a major rework. To the fact
Like,
that, because here's the thing, it needs two sets of code for when it makes matchmaking. Number one, has someone in your party already gone flawless? If so, you should try to get matched. So let's say, for example, two people have not gone flawless on your team and one person has. You should only get matched with other fire teams where two people have not gone flawless and one person has. If all three of your members have gone flawless, you should really only be facing three other members that have also gone flawless. This is also in reverse. If none of your fire team has gone flawless, you should only be playing against players that have not gone flawless that season.
would be nice.
Because again, to make things fair, I think it should reset every season. Because Trials of Osiris is what available, what, 2 to 3 times a season?
It's a Trials is available like every weekend.
Yeah, exactly. So I think to make things fair, the flawless set will reset every weekend.
It would be nice.
That way, the more you play, the higher chance that you hit of actually being able to go flawless. Right?
Like the vendor change that they made to Trials, where you just earn reputation and can get rewards. That's a good touch. That's nice. But it still would be
Because
nice
before there was no point to playing Trials.
Yeah, like if you couldn't win, it's just why play?
Yeah. That's why I like the current tickets, because it at least gives you incentives, right? There's a reason why there's the Mercy ticket, which is it gives you one free loss exemption.
Yep.
Right? That's there's literally a reason why that ticket exists.
Yep. Which, since I don't expect really to win a whole lot without losing, I just take Ferocity because the extra rewards.
Yeah. The extra rewards or the standard 357. The standard ticket is always it's never bad to have.
Yeah.
Because eventually you'll hit those. You may have 20 losses on game 6, but you'll eventually hit it.
Yeah.
And Danny and I have experienced that pain a lot. So,
like, it just gets to the point where, because you get matched with so many teams that have already been flawless, you just accept you're not going to get to the lighthouse, so extra rewards it is.
Yeah. Which sucks, because again, everybody should have the same chance to go flawless. And then it resets every season. That way people who still want to go, who want to take someone new to the lighthouse will only get matched against other people who still need to take someone new to the lighthouse.
Also, hot take, for that triumph, I feel like it would actually be nice to have a guided games thing for Trials.
Agreed. Yes. 100%. I think a guided games one, just like how they do guided raids.
Yeah.
I think that is 100% completely fair. Because
Definitely
that triumph is a bitch to get. It is a bitch to get.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, wholeheartedly agree. Along with that, for the year of Lightfall, maps! We're seeing the return. This past year, we saw the return of 2 Destiny 2 maps, Eternity and Vostok, and 1 map from Destiny 1, Cathedral of Dusk, and a brand new map set on Savathun's throne world, Disjunction. Personally, I think Disjunction's kind of cool.
Yeah.
For the coming year, we are going to be bringing back 2 more maps from earlier in D2, and we've just started production on a brand new map, which we expected to be released in the year of Lightfall. Very excited about that. Competitive division.
This is what has something in it that I'm excited about.
Danny, would you like to go over this then for us real quick?
So, you can see they're actually putting in a different rank system for competitive, which has your standard copper through platinum. Then we have adept and ascendant. Good touches. I like that. But This is the thing that I wanted to go down here about. They will adjust how it works based on the different based on these four factors: match outcome, whether you win or lose, division, inflation, deflation, how far below your division is compared to your skill, well, above or below, match performance, how well you play, match to match basis, and player to lobby skill delta. That's gonna be fun. I think that's much better than Glory. That's a good change. Let's see, what else was it in here? Because
They have the typical promotion series like in League or Overwatch where you have to get
yeah,
promoted, which again is fine. I actually really like those systems.
yeah,
And interestingly enough, they actually have a relegation series where you have to lose 2 out of the 3 games to get demoted.
is
I'm
nice.
actually a really big fan of that because it gives you a chance at redemption instead of an automatic relegation.
Like, I feel like that's a lot more fair.
Along with that, upon reaching gold or higher, your division rating is subject to decay on a weekly basis, i.e., you will lose division rating if you haven't played enough matches recently. That's really nice. I'm really happy about that actually.
Also, the fun thing is a little bit further down.
The competitive division rewards.
Yep,
All right, let me see
this
this,
is the
Danny.
one that I
Go
wanted
over
to
this
like
for
touch
me,
on.
will you please?
So they wanted to give a little bit more incentive to actually play this new competitive. So current division gives you a multiplier on all Crucible ranks earned in Destiny, letting you earn more Crucible engrams, resets, and extra perks on weapons much faster. Copper and Bronze gives you the standard one-time multiplier. Silver's 1.1, Gold's 1.2, Platinum 1.3, Adept 1.4, and Ascendant 1.5. Giving you a reason to actually go for these ranks because extra reputation.
And along with that, the bonus stacks multiplicatively with both the scheduled bonus ranks weeks and the hidden bonus in Crucible Labs.
Yep. So you you play Crucible Labs as an Ascendant on one of those bonus weeks, you're gonna be making a lot of reputation in a very short period of time. That's a lot of resets.
Mm-hmm.
This is good.
Along with
This
that,
is very good.
they also added something very interesting here. We have also moved unique glory playlist rewards. The Mida multi-tool catalyst is now a rare drop on any win in the Crucible.
Yep. So
And this is
everyone
standard
missing Midas
Crucible.
Catalyst. That is what I was most excited about with these changes because that's one of the catalysts that I don't have. Because getting it, you have to hit the top rank of glory right now, and then it's a random win from there.
Mm-hmm. It's also
How
good to
are you
note that they're
doing that?
actually going to be setting up that there are going to be third-party ELO rankings systems as well that may be created for it, so that way you can actually see your PvP rank, which is dope.
Yep, that's gonna be real nice. And now, the part that I'm most excited about.
The Rose Legendary Hand Cannon.
It's back.
It is a
Up.
140 hand cannon, but allows you to move like a 150 RPM and has stats that blend the two. Its perk list is built from popular consistency perks designed to highlight 3v3 gameplay. Random rolled grips instead of an origin trait. And how do you earn it? When you complete your competitive division intro quest, which will be available once per character, you get a drop with the perk selection Rose originally had. After the intro quest, you have a character-based weekly competitive division challenge to earn another roll. And that's it. Play competitive division, earn 1 roll a week per character.
Rose is one of my favorite legendary hand cannons because, well, it feels good and it's a unique.
It's not your typical world drop.
Yep.
Future reward updates. We aren't done here. In the seasons post Lightfall, we're expecting to get further cosmetic rewards for a competitive division. We're still working out the details of what you can earn, when you can start earning them, and how you earn them. Expect more discussion after Lightfall launches. And with that, the Crucible update is over.
I'm so excited for having Rose back. And the way that they have it, basically you just complete a weekly objective and you get a different role. Guaranteed. No
Which is pretty
random
dope.
drop, guaranteed.
Along with that, as we approach the end of Season of Plunder, players should ensure that they have collected any earned but unclaimed rewards from the previous Season Pass page for Season of the Haunted, as well as any unclaimed vendor rewards. So make sure you go do that. I'm skipping the Stadia. They literally have a banner up here above it to let you know.
At this point, if you're on Stadia and you haven't done this, it's on you.
Yeah. Known issues. Players can sometimes die when transported to the Nightmare Realm in the Duality Dungeon. The fact that that's still a fucking bug is hysterical.
That's it. That's the known issue. That's it.
Dancing Telesto. Ensani Kage. Did dread it, run from it till Telesto arrives, all the same. I will not be watching this, but yes, it is a little movie. There is also the Dance of Destiny. That's just good artwork. I love that. Savala's going nuts. And Cade 6 in the back. Art, and more art. My Kitness. It is the witness as a cat from Teskatu. That's good.
That's good.
Circuit Treats. On Twitter, a traditional white charcoal piece I did involving the Splicer season of Destiny 2. My favorite season out of them so far was a delight to get to make this. And it is a warlock splicing together the blocks in the Vex mindset. Super dope. Mr. Tragic X, I am in control, and it is Telesto. And it just says, Telesto, 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 Telesto.
God, what a week.
What now?
What a week that was.
Mm-hmm. Also, I'm not gonna lie, Danny, I see the hands here, and all I can think of is the hands from Super Smash Bros. Melee.
Yep.
And how fucking annoying it was to beat as a kid.
Oh, I thought the same thing. I was like, is that Master Hand?
I think it is Master Hand, Master right and
pretty
left.
Good. Oh, that.
And then the placeholder outro. Was trying to keep this under 6,000, but in the current draft I'm looking at it, we've smashed through that initial cap. Keeping this outro short and sweet. Apologies for the brevity. No TWAB next week. We're out on Holloway. Get fucked. Alright, love you guys. Bye. And that's DMG04. Yeah. Basically, that is it. So overall, really, really solid. I think this is probably one of these most important TWABs that we've had in the past month. Actually, I think this is the most important TWAB that we've had in the past 2 months. Would you say that, Danny?
I would agree. Because, one, much needed Crucible changes. Because, my God, does it need changes.
Fuck Crucible.
Also, like, having a competitive mode that actually gives you a reason to play it more than just rewards. But also more rewards. I'm down for that.
I'm very, very down for that.
Bring back Rose. Good choice.
Yes. And I think we'll go ahead and wrap this up here because we are just shy of the 1 hour and 30-minute mark. God, this is going to be a pain in the ass to upload.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we are currently at 1 hour and 24 minutes on the recording. So Danny, where can they find you?
You can find me on YouTube and Twitch at the same name.
I will have Danny's links below in the stream or in the YouTube video info as I have every week. Along with that, you can also find me on Twitter at DominiteFox1 or Twitch/YouTube here. at Domini Fox. Um, so yeah, I'm very excited to see the new Crucible stuff. I probably will not be playing until at least Lightfall, so because fuck Crucible. Um, but yeah, thank you guys so much for stopping by. We really appreciate it. We all hope that you have a wonderful day, and as always, don't be a sweat lord. We'll catch you guys next time.